Women's finalists, on court please.
Hello everybody and welcome to finals day of the 2025 World Championship qualifying event here at the Island Spectre Squash Centre. We are here first with the women's final. We've got number 4 seed Alexandra Jaffe taking on the number 2 seed Ria Nivani. Alex yesterday caused a big upset against the number 1 seed Layla Sedki, coming through in 4 games. Layla looking a little bit out of sorts after a few weeks travelling on the tour and competing in competitions. Alex looking fresher of the two in that one yesterday, but really good to see an underdog story and the Nationals winner get to the final of this event. And then, as you can see on the right side of the court, we've got Ria. We've got some nice graphics coming up here. Ria playing a squash at Stanford, coming through fairly comfortably yesterday against Charlotte Pastel. Coming through in a fairly comfortable 3 games there, so maybe feeling a little bit fresher of the two, but we'll see how this final plays out. They're just about to finish their warm-ups and they're going to get underway. These two have played a lot of squash together, so they'll know each other's games inside and out, but we're looking forward to seeing this one, as I've just been joined by a very special guest in the commentary box, Sam Todd. Thank you for joining me, Sam. How are you doing?
Hello, Joe. Thank you. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Just been hitting with
the juniors.
The American juniors who are preparing for the World Juniors in Egypt. Some good players coming through.
And these two, obviously Alex now just come out the juniors, Ria a year ahead. So, you know, still fairly new to the tour and these big events. Definitely the biggest matches that these two will have played. You can see there, Alex just going for a chat with her sister Sam, down on the right, just before they get started. I'm sure they'll both be feeling the nerves a little bit. Sam, how would you deal with a, you know, a big occasion like this one?
Yeah, well, I actually played the World Championship qualifiers in Denmark a few years ago, just after COVID, and I got to the final and I was conceded to win. But all I had in my mind was, oh, if I win this, I'm in the Worlds, and kind of didn't perform to the best that I knew I could, and went down in 4. So I think it's just kind of important just to get off to a good start into the first game. Start off with some strong rallies and just get into the groove a little bit. This court's, there's not really many people around, so it's kind of quite dead. So I think it's important to get
2025 U.S. Squash World Championships qualifier women's final match.
on the volley and take it in.
Alexandra Jaffe to serve,
on this.
Rhea Devani to receive.
Definitely, we saw that yesterday. Couple of the matches. But we saw yesterday that Charlotte against Rhea especially struggled to find the 4 corners a little bit, and Rhea was just very, very accurate, very controlled through the middle and finding those corners, like you say. And she was duly rewarded. As we're underway, love all. In the biggest match, I'm going to assume, of these two's careers. Very, very short career so
great
far.
Opportunity for both players.
Sam's predictions?
I don't fully know both players too well. But I'm going to go Rhea in 4.
Okay.
3-1.
I'm going to go for a Rhea 3. So, you know, all eyes on Rhea. She's definitely the favourite coming into this match. No real pressure on Alex, but I'm sure she'll be feeling the nerves. Just a couple of edgy shots, one into the floor and then a cheap stroke. Sam, have you ever done any commentary before? Is this?
I commentated this year at the British Junior Open, actually, first time. I was a little bit nervous, but I was doing it with Simon Park, and I feel very comfortable and relaxed the situation, and enjoyed it. Actually, there was some great matches to commentate on. The junior squash at the moment is on top form. The level is so high, and obviously just being hit with some of the American juniors, and it's great to see that America has got some great players coming through.
Yeah,
It shows a bright future there.
Plenty of players that are coming through. As we say, they're all here this weekend. Alex part of that squad as well.
4-1.
But you know, they're all playing at definitely PSA level, top 200 in the world roughly. I mean, we saw yesterday Layla was just touching that top 100 mark, and Alex came through that in 4. So she's definitely got the level. These juniors have got the level. Obviously Rhea playing a lot of college squash, so she's had a long season, but she's had the odd wild card here and there. And
yeah, she's off to a great start here.
yeah, she's got a little bit maybe more experience in these situations than Alex. You know, a year of college squash is a different kind of pressure environment, but certainly one that I'm sure she's used to by now. Alex obviously a year behind, but going to Princeton next year, along with her sister. I'm sure these two are going to see a lot of each other in the next few years anyway. See, nice bit of length there from Alex. Finding that nick there. We've got a replay.
Yeah, like we said, if you hit the 4 corners really well, you do get rewarded. The court is quite dead when there's not many people around. Oh, a little bit loose there. She's done that twice now.
Going to be another stroke. Couple of cheap points early on, maybe feeling the nerves a little bit. Rhea definitely the one to settle a little bit quicker. Settle into the rhythm of the match. Oh, that's going to be a stroke to Alex, I think, yeah. Fairy Tale Paul on the reffing again. Doing a fantastic job. Oh, got a nice camera there. You can see as well all of Alex's teammates and probably some of Rhea's old teammates are watching this final. She just clips the top of the tin.
4-6.
Alex within 2. See, yesterday she was using that 2-wall boast to great effect against Charlotte yesterday, really dragging her into the front corner. That one not quite coming off into the middle of the tin. She's been watching too much of me. The pace has gone up a little bit. Lovely lob from Alex.
It's a great shot.
Just stayed in.
I feel like that's what she needs to do a lot more of. Every time Rhea takes her into the front, she keeps hitting out. We're using that height just to give us time to recover, get back to the tee.
And we've seen her, quite recently in the US Junior Open, the Nationals. She's got a fantastic lob. She really mixes the pace up really well. And we saw yesterday, me and Linda were saying that we thought if Charlotte could use a little bit more of that front wall against Rhea, she might have a little bit more success. Obviously, Alex is clipping the top of the tin, but certainly uses that front wall to great effect. She uses a full 21 feet, as does Rhea. It'll be interesting to see how they both deal with that. And the lob goes up. Another great lift. She's finding the weight
on
on
the rally.
Appreciated by Rhea as well. Little clap on the racket. That's a couple. She's found the right weight of shot into the back there on the lob. There's that 2-wall boast we're talking about. Another good lift out the way. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Get a replay on that one.
And that's 9-6.
Jimbo-esque. You've seen that many times, Sam.
Yeah, I've been up against that a lot.
James Wilstrop will be licking his lips at that one.
These glass courts make that shot so effective. And she actually caught the sidewall, so it probably kept the ball just a little bit shorter. It's a lovely drop.
Handouts, 7-9.
Maybe Alex can have one big push towards the end of this first game. Crucial first game.
It's important as well on the glass courts to get the straight hitting accurate, because it kind of sticks to the wall. And we've seen in the past that it's very hard to get it off that wall. Well, just into one now. Great whip there from Alex.
Started to find the weight of shot a little bit better towards the back end of this first game, putting Rhea under a little bit more pressure. Oh, that's a good shot.
And that's 10-8, game ball.
Gives Rhea 2 game balls. A little bit of a loose rally there from Alex. A bit of a weak boast, and punished.
Yeah, rightly so.
By Rhea, just coming across the face of that ball. Lovely there with the strings.
10-8, game ball.
We don't want to ruin it.
2 game balls for Rhea to take the first game. I think it's always very important to take the first game in a final.
She does
and
it.
She has.
Perfect weight shot. Second bounce dead.
1 game to love.
Alex may be feeling the effects of yesterday's slightly longer match. She closes the door for some reason. She knows she's going back on. But Rhea takes that first game. As we have a look at some of the highlights from that first, you can probably see the pattern of that first game was Rhea, taking control early on, finding her length a little bit faster, but Alex growing into it slowly but surely.
Yeah, she definitely clawed her way back, started to use the height a little bit more from the front, which then gave her opportunity to get back into the middle, to recover in the rally, and then she started to get a length as well, as we see there, a little bit better towards the end. Obviously a couple of loose strokes at the start, but hopefully this time she can get a better start. I feel like she's very good around the middle on the volley, so if she keeps Rhea behind her, she can definitely have them opportunities then to take it in short. But there's a couple of times she was trying to force it a little bit from the back, and as we've seen, Rhea is very skillful with the racket, taking it in short.
She's been very clinical so far in this first. So if you were in the Jaffe corner, Sam, what's the main message?
I would say to try and get a good start, build the length first, and actually get in front of her. I feel like she was forcing a few loose bows from the back and opening the court up a little bit too much. We saw in the mid part of that game she actually got a length a lot better, used the height to get Rhea behind her, and then
Play will resume
she was
in
able to
30
then put
seconds.
across on the tee to hunt the volley, which I feel like suits her game very well. But Rhea, all credit to Rhea, she did well to recover from the fight back and took the game 11-8.
15
As
seconds.
we kick off the second game.
Back in, Rhea serving.
Devani leads 1 game to love.
Second.
Love all.
Not a particularly lengthy first game, so I'm not sure either of the girls would be feeling it too much. But obviously, Alex did have a longer match yesterday. You know, those first 3 games were physically quite hard. So, you know, I know she had a bit of a joke in her interview yesterday that she might be a little bit sore this morning because she's not played that much squash recently, but hopefully that's not going to play too much of a part.
Again, strong start from Rhea, getting onto the ball quick.
Reinforcing that weak ball out from Alex in the back corners, finding a length fantastically there, first 2 rallies.
Yeah, with the ball being a little bit colder today, finding them cross courts into the back corner, it's going to be very tough to get out. As we've seen, she just won 2 there. Poor error.
Sloppy
And
error
out.
there from Rhea.
1, 2.
A bit lucky there from Alex.
Yeah, she was under a bit of pressure there. It was probably the right shot to play from Rhea, just greatly executed. She's loving that 2-wall boast this weekend.
It's a great shot, just clipping that sidewall on that straight ball there. And we've seen if the sidewall really does stop the ball and makes the ball stick out, should you catch that.
Alex did well there to snap it back across her. That sidewall.
There we go, the height. But definitely encourage her to keep using that a lot more.
Especially, you know, she's looks like
There we
she's
go.
a good shot. Good rally. Oh, just clipping the top of the tin. Paul's tin vibrators will be going off there.
And out. 3, 2.
Great rally though. It's good signs there from Alex.
Yeah, like you say, using that height's going to, you know, ultimately help her find that length a little bit better. She struggled with that a little bit in the early parts of both games. Rhea just a little bit more controlled so far.
Yeah, she's just losing her width a little bit here from the front. As you can see there.
Better.
Great shot.
Better slight hold in the swing there and then just sending it long, making Rhea do the work. She does a hair in the mirror. Locked in at 3-all, second game. It's a lot more positive from Alex.
100%. She needed to come out fast and stay with Rhea at the start of this game. Don't want to let Rhea sneak away with a few points, get a bit of a 2-point cushion. So it's a strong start.
Yeah, it's good. We just see there down the right side, just walk past Yash. Coming to support his friend Salim.
It's a great shot.
The final later on. Lovely shot there from Alex. Get that clipped. That'll be going on the socials later on. Just comes across the ball, rolls it out the nick. No chance for Rhea, didn't even move. That's a lovely weight of shot. Slightly weak across the middle from Alex, just allowing her on the volley again.
Yeah, both players are really good around the middle, actually, on the volley. We've seen when the other doesn't hit a great width, the other person is onto it and executes a nice attacking shot.
Oh, taxi. She's gone to one of the food trucks down the road. She's absolutely sent her there. Great shot from Rhea. Just a flick across the front.
That's where we'll be going after this, right?
Yeah.
There we go. It's aggressive. Aggressive on that volley. It's a lovely shot. It's a great rally from these two. Definitely important part of the game.
Hand out. 6-5. 7-5.
Alex 2-point lead. First time she's led in this match. We're going a little bit loose. Ali.
Yeah, Alex has definitely found the lens a lot better in this second game.
Run. Oh, she got away with that one.
She did. Just clips out, but she'd already done the work before. Rhea was in the other front corner. 3-point cushion to try and take this second game. It's a great response from Alex here. Just struggling to get my words out there.
Yeah.
That was a chance. Just clipping the top of the tin. Someone's gone to chase the ball.
I think it's Nikki T somewhere.
Running round after it. Hopefully we're not going to have a new ball and a break in play. Hopefully we can find it. Everybody looking very confused.
Probably will suit Rhea, just this little break, just to give herself time to compose herself, and obviously she's now back in at 6-8. Great lift.
Oh,
Just throwing that 2-wall boast in.
lovely
She
boast.
got rewarded though.
Got Rhea on the stretch.
9-6.
Again, 3 points ahead.
And out.
She literally
7-9.
just went the wrong way there. Wasn't the best shot from Rhea, but that initial movement went to the left and tried to recover.
Another 2-wall boast goes in. Oh,
Wow.
Good pick up and squeezed it tight. Forcing
8-9.
bit of an error there from Alex. Lovely shot from Rhea. She did really well to get that back, and then to get it back with interest. Squeezing it on the side wall. Oh,
Bit of luck.
you need that every now and again.
Gives her 2 game balls to try and steal this second game.
Your predictions on if she takes this game. Your predictions looking good. Mine is not. Ooh, bit of a fist bump there
Both
from
running
Rhea.
a 2-wall boast, fading it that second bounce into that side wall.
Very effective shot. We saw Rhea using it yesterday against Charlotte. Had her all over the court. She saved one. She
Loose.
saved two. Maybe a let. Yeah.
9-10.
Ball, yeah, she's cleared by the time. Simple let. No arguments from both players. Good to see free flowing squash, right, Joe?
Absolutely. There's not really been any contentious decisions in this match as of yet.
There's not really been many decisions, which is always good.
Ball straight in there from Alex. She's got her. That's 1-all. Alex taking the second game, continues to upset the seedings in this event. She's not going down without a fight. There's a place for the World Championships at stake, and you can tell.
Yeah, she came out on fire there at the start of that game. She really stuck with Rhea at the start, didn't let her get a lead. And as we can see, the length came so much better. She started lifting the ball from the front, and she was a lot more aggressive, I think, in general. Towards the end, she was throwing a few 2-wall boasts in to get Rhea moving forward, and she really took the game to her, which is what we love to see. Great game on our hands.
Yeah, it was a good response from Alex after going down, like she did yesterday. Was 1-love down against Layla and then came out fighting, like she has done here.
I'm sure we'll see a response from Rhea here.
60 seconds.
See a couple of the rallies, a couple of the highlights from that game. Some lovely squash on display.
Play will resume in 30 seconds.
Here we are, Alex back on court early, warming that ball up. Always a good sign when your opponent's back on court.
Maybe sending a message to Rhea there that she's not feeling it. She's ready to go.
Time. Check the door.
I think what Sam was trying to say
One
there.
game all.
Send a message to the
Jackie
judges.
serve.
It's a good sign for.
Sorry, my mic
Level.
just cut out there. We've got it sorted. I'm back. And we're back.
Oh, another flick across the front again from Rhea. First rally. See the Penn boys walking in now, readying themselves to watch their teammate Nick Spizzeri taking on Salim Khan in the men's final after this.
Serve to the body. Too low.
Not sure,
A little
stroke.
bit harsh.
Bit harsh. Rhea wasn't particularly ready for that shot. It went
It was loose, but
past
yeah,
her.
like I said, see it again here.
I think she was quite expecting it to be flying
It
past
was
her
just
that
a little
much.
bit behind her.
Yeah.
Anyway, show goes on. 2-love start.
Again, Rhea taking an early lead like she has in all three of the games.
Yeah, it's a great response here from Rhea. She's really found her length a little bit better, and as you can see, she's just fading that ball into that back right corner there. It's a lovely touch.
Nicely tidied up there.
Really stayed short of that ball there.
It's a lovely shot.
5 left.
Rhea really taking the bull by the horns here. First game, not the first game, third game. Taking an early 5-love lead. Oh, a couple of
Loose.
left.
5 left. Right box.
Not
Wow.
quite sure.
I would be reviewing that.
Not quite sure why that wouldn't be a stroke. Just have another look here. I mean, if she hits that ball, she's going to chop her in half.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what she's expected to do there.
Out.
Just scrape out. Looked like it had scraped out.
Hand out. 1-5.
Well, justice there for Alex. Can she try and find a way back into this third game?
And that 2-wall boast goes in. Very honest from Alex.
Hand out.
See you pick up.
6-1.
Rhea looking in control. Fairly comfortable so far in this third for her. She
Down.
just puts one in the middle of the tin.
Hand out.
Yours,
2-6.
that, Joe?
Yeah, it's good that. Straight out of the textbook.
Down.
Clipping the top of the tin on that.
3-6.
And that 2-wall boast again, trying to roll it round the front. Alex having a bit of a mini comeback here. One more point, might get a little bit edgy
quite
again.
similar to the first game.
Maybe taking a foot off the gas a little bit.
Yes, that's 3-6.
Wasn't far off a stroke, but
Yeah, been a couple of wonky decisions in this third game.
it's a lovely shot.
Rhea getting a lot of balls back as well. Doing well to stay in it. Let's see her take the volley there, Alex. Letting
Yeah,
that ball
she
go
definitely
past her.
dominates around the middle. And actually controls the rallies when she's on that volley.
Good shot.
That's textbook.
Lovely shot. Racket above the ball, coming down the top of it. Top of the bounce. Nikki T will be loving that one. Look at that. Beautiful.
Lovely.
Floor first, running into the side wall.
Glued to that side wall.
Brilliant shot from Alex. Oh, she puts one in the tin, and Alex is within one from 6-1 down.
Great little comeback here from Alex. She's really picked up the pace. Got a length going into the back. And start to dominate the middle, punting the volley, taking her in short.
Yes, that's 5-6. Six all.
We're locked in here at 6-all.
Nothing
1
between
all,
them.
6-all.
Absolutely nothing between them.
Crucial stage of this third game.
6-1 down. Alex has done really well to claw her way back into this game. That's a lovely shot. Thought that might have been 2 bounces. We'll maybe have a look at that in a minute.
No, she got that, Joe. Get your eyes tested.
Hand out 7-6.
Well, it's a good response from Rhea. After the momentum was with Alex, clawing it back to 6-all. She now leads by 1.
Out 8-6.
Rhea taking control again after losing 5 on the spin. She's back with a 2-point cushion. She's done well to, you know, compose herself again after dropping that lead.
Yeah, she's regrouped very well here.
Oh, that's a beautiful
lovely.
shot.
Can't do much about that.
Shot of the match for me, that one. The long drop from the back. Again, Jimbo-esque there. Getting nice and low. Brilliant shot. Alex, no chance. Oh, she's loving that flick from the front left as well.
Game ball.
A couple of good shots to put her with
Gives
4
herself
game balls.
4 game balls.
You know, from 6-all, it's quite a shift.
It was
Very quick
looking in
shift.
Alex's favour, and she's really regrouped. Got the momentum back in her hands, and what an opportunity for her to go 2-1 up.
Yeah, she's done, like I said, done really well there to compose herself towards the back end of this game. You know, we were locked in at 6-all. Alex was on the march.
But she's responded. She won't be going down without a fight. That's for sure.
Both players know what's at stake here.
Oh,
Oh,
she did well to get that.
then straight
Roll
in
it
the neck.
8-10 game ball.
Going to get a little bit edgy now. Rhea might start to feel the nerves. The nerves will be jangling. Alex sending that lob up quite high enough to get over the volley. Oh, fist bump from Rhea.
8 games to
She takes it.
Navani leads
Going to be
2
a
games to 1.
crucial point of the match. To go 2-1 up.
Yeah, it was a big game, big game. As we saw, kind of the story of the match, where that 2-wall boast going in. Lots firing that in. And what a time to play it.
Very, very effective shot for her this weekend. Again, we'll just look at some of the highlights from that third game. Again, some lovely squash on display, nice and clean. Couple of decisions, you know, through the mid part, but nothing to shout about. Alex did, have a really good push to get herself back to 6-all, but just wasn't quite enough. Rhea responded well.
Impressive from Rhea at the end of that third game.
Right box.
as Alex had a bit of a roll of points and momentum was flying for her, and Rhea regrouped and managed to take the game 11-8. It's been a great match this so far, Joe.
It's been very entertaining to watch.
It's been good if a few more people in the crowd actually, because it's been some great squash on display. There you see, that was a lovely backhand drop. Some great exchanges going into the front of the court between these two. There we can see the crowd filling up a little bit. I'm sure they're going to give these two some support. Sorry, my teeth just fell out.
Navani leads 2-1. Navani to serve. Love all.
Okay, Rhea kicks off this fourth game. Will we see a 5-game battle here between these two, or will Rhea take it in 4?
Well, everyone wants to see 5 games in a final. We saw it in Elguna just a few days ago.
Down. Handouts, 1 love.
Let's see if Alex can get herself back in the game.
Down. 2 love.
Great start here from Alex.
First time she's led at the first phases of a game.
Handouts, 1-2.
Lines, though.
It's been a pretty back and forth match. No game. You see the scores down there. You know, no game's been easy by any stretch for either player.
No, they've both had to work very hard to finish the game off, which is always good to see. Each player fighting for each point.
2 all.
She's just a game away, Rhea, from maybe having a spot in the World Championships,
which is held in just under a month's time in Chicago. Hence why we've got this US qualifier. The US players get an extra wildcard spot in the event, as it's the host country.
She was just overstretching on that volley earlier. So we can see the width a lot better.
Handouts,
Really helps on
3
this
all.
court with it being quite dead in the back corners. Can ever exaggerate the width.
He's getting a bit scrappy through the middle.
Down.
Alex
A
just
bit
rolling
lucky there.
one.
She kind of loose triple bow. She was a bit out of position, and Alex just clipping the top of the tin.
Alex is on the stretch again.
Oh, it's honest call.
Very honest.
It's always
player.
good to see player conceding their pickups.
Yeah, always very honest. Always calls her own calls. Makes life easy for Ponytail Paul in the referee's seat.
Yes, that's 5-3.
I think she could have played that.
Yeah, and she actually was out of position.
Yeah,
Rhea there.
if she
could
plays
have
that
played
ball, she wins a rally.
100%. Rhea's movement was going backwards. Simple backhand volley drop. Won the rally.
Really well straightened by Alex.
Alex just been a bit loose coming out on that width. That's
Oh,
better.
That's better. Rhea tried to step up and take it early, but just past the outstretched arm. Well there.
5-all.
5-all. Alex again with a bit of a mini comeback there. Rhea in control. She's clawed it back. She's going to get this one. She's on the run. Not quite.
Great rally there. Rhea had Alex there from corner to corner with a punishing 2-wall volley boast. Alex just stretching out to reach it, and then Rhea follows up with a lovely cross fading into the back and left corner.
Been the match of the boasts. Oh,
she did well there.
On the run, managed to snap it back across her body and get it running away from Alex. She did really well to get that back.
Just a little bit too late to try and adjust to that.
I thought she did well to get it back. Never mind play that shot from there. Give her a 2-point cushion towards the business end of this game. She's edging ever closer to that World Championship spot, but Alex responds again.
Yeah, she won't be going down without a fight, Joe. That's for sure.
Absolutely not. There's a lot of people
It would be great
to
see a little 5-game battle. It's been a great match to watch. There we go, the 2-wall boast again.
The boast story.
Alex not seeing that one.
8-6.
She's absolutely on fire with that shot this weekend. Ooh, bit of a, maybe got a bit edgy there.
Yeah, it's loose from Alex on that
she
width.
got away with it. She's maybe starting to see the finish line here and getting a bit nervous. Understandably so.
Oh, that's ambitious.
Yeah, that was an ambitious shot. 2 feet off the floor, going for a 2-wall volley boast. Air Navani there. Quite paying off.
I think it was the right shot to play there, especially at this time of the match.
Again, Alex
Locked
showing
in at 8-all.
Showing the fight and character she's got to come back from another 2-point deficit. And she takes the lead. Lovely work around the front.
9-8.
Got Rhea on the run. And how are we going to see it? Are we going to see the 5 games? Yeah, not quite ready to serve there.
Just delaying play a little bit there, trying to regroup. Give herself a little bit of time.
Nice bit of hold there from Alex. She sends a drop in quick. Rhea get that, she did, but
Was good in the front left. 10-8.
Alex got the return.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter because Alex followed up straight onto it with a cross court.
2 game balls to take it into a 5th.
Did not expect this, Joe.
No,
from
she
8-6, she's gone back to 10-8.
She's done it. Very weak error there at the back end of that game from Rhea, which gives Alex a lifeline for a 5th game. She continues to surprise us this weekend. The lowest ranked player in the draw, the lowest seeded player in the draw. And she's proving to everybody why she shouldn't be.
100%. Great fight back there from Alex. She was 8-6 down, looking like it was going to go in Rhea's way in 4 games. But the determination from Alex, she really picked up the pace and kind of went into another gear towards the end of that 4th game, Joe.
Yeah, Rhea was looking a little bit, there was a couple of rallies towards the end where she looked a little bit nervy. Maybe sensed the finish line at 8-6 up a little bit too early and went a bit tense. Saw a weak error on that return of serve towards the end, which gave Alex that game. But there was no sign of panic from Alex either. Looked very composed all the way throughout, not rattled by anything. Just knuckling down
in 60 seconds.
and forcing a 5th game. You see the last bit, a couple of errors from Rhea.
Yeah, she was very lethal going to them front corners towards the end of that fourth game there, Alex. As you can see, she's getting onto the ball early, really putting that drop in, bringing Rhea all the way to the front of the court. And then as we see there, a little rash error from the returner serve. Again, Alex back on court early, warming that ball up.
And both players now back onto court, ready for the biggest game of their careers. Be absolutely huge for either of these players to get to the World Championships. It'd be great points. It'd be, especially for Alex, it'd be a great kickstart onto the tour.
100%, what opportunity. And we're off, Joe. Who are you going for here?
It's almost impossible to call. You know, all four games so far have been incredibly close, very tightly contested. It could really go either way. I think I might just edge it in Rhea's favour, just with that slight extra experience in these sort of situations. But Alex is no stranger to a big final.
It's a great shot.
In 5 games, she took out her sister at nationals in 5, so she's no stranger to this environment or this court. She just puts one in the tin.
Yeah, it was a good rally there from Alex. She just Rhea adjusted really well to defend and turn that defence into an attack. Gives her a 2-love lead in this 5th game. But as we've seen in the previous games, Alex has always responded very well.
Yeah, she's a real fighter. She's shown great character all the way throughout this match. You know, she's been down, I think, in pretty much every game, and she's staged a comeback in each one, whether she's won or lost that game. You know, she's really giving it everything out there, and you know, she's got nothing to lose. No pressure on her either. Obviously, Rhea the higher seed, so she looks like she's enjoying that situation. But she is another minute, 4-love down. She needs to change something, and fast. Otherwise, this final's going to get away from her. Rhea just in control. Really giving that ball a good smack. Up in the pace.
She's definitely been a lot more aggressive in this 5th game. Came out firing. Definitely on top. It's a good long testing rally, this.
Oh no! Yeah, she's going to get the point for that as well.
Right box.
Unfortunate.
The doctor ordered.
No, Alex was just getting the racket ready, had the prep across the middle, and unfortunately for her, Rhea just hitting the ball straight into the middle of the strings. It's quite impressive, actually. She managed to get it there. But we saw this in the 3rd game. She was 5-6 up, and you know, Alex came back.
Though. What a start from Rhea.
Yeah, she just got to keep her foot on the gas now and keep the pressure on through the entirety of this game. She doesn't want to.
As we saw towards the end of that 4th game, she looked a little bit lost and momentum with Alex, but she's responded so well here in this 5th game. First point on the board there for Alex.
Yeah, I'd like to see Alex, you know, get herself fired up. Get herself, you know, up for this 5th game.
Yeah. 2-6.
Just had Nicky T walking through the commentary box there. I'm sure he's got his beady eyes on this final. Enjoying it.
Yeah, it's been a great match for the spectators and the crowd.
Yeah.
People watching back home.
Yeah, and you know,
Hand out.
5 games is what the neutral wants to see. There's nothing more exciting than a 5-game battle.
Both players really getting that backhand length deep. 2 or boast again.
Right, see Alex just step onto that ball and put it in a bit quicker, a bit more authority. Now 8-2 down, 6 points adrift in this 5th game. You know, we had Whitey up here yesterday, and he was flapping his arms around at, you know, every time that someone wasn't taking a volley or taking the ball early. We saw it there.
Yeah, I think on this court definitely helps to step up in front, bring your opponent in short. It's a great length there. She's attacked very well. She's picked her choices very well in this 5th game, and she's 2 points away from booking a spot in the World Championships.
Yeah, she's you know, been very impressed with the 5th game here from Rhea. Like you said, she was looking a little bit edgy and a bit nervy towards the back end of that 4th game, and it's been really impressive to see the response and the fight from her as well. But it's not over yet. Still work to do. She plays a backhand drop in, gives her 8 match balls. Can she do it first time of asking? She can.
There we have it.
Brilliant match from both girls there. Rhea booking her place in the 2025 World Championships. Absolutely massive for her. All credit to Alex.
Yeah,
Played
massive,
a great
massive
final.
Congratulations to Rhea there. It's a huge result, and good luck in the World Championships, and also well played to Alex, putting up a great fight in a great match. She definitely shouldn't be disappointed with that, as it was great for everyone to watch.
Yeah, she's had a great weekend. She obviously upset the seedings. You know, I'm sure she'll be absolutely delighted. You know, after when she looks back on this weekend, she'll be delighted with her performance. I know it's obviously disappointing to lose out in 5, but you know, all credit to her. She's played brilliantly, but Rhea just coming out on top today.
Yeah,
she
did well there.
5-game battle.
Alex definitely didn't make it easier for Rhea. Going into that 5th game, it looks like it could be anyone's game, but she readjusted and came out firing and made that 5th game look quite easy, which was impressive.
Yeah, it was brilliant. So, thank you for watching this women's final. We'll be back very shortly with the men's final, which is Nick Spizzeri taking on Salim Khan. So we'll be back very shortly. Enjoy these highlights, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, that's 5 left. Right box. Back. Hand up. 5. Hand up. Yes, that's 11-8.
Okay, we're back now for the men's final. We've got Nick Spizzeri, the number 4 seed, taking on Salim Khan. I'm joined by another very special guest, Team USA head coach Nick Taylor.
Hello, Joe. How you doing?
Fantastic, nice to have you back up in the box.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Obviously, impartial here on the favouritism side with obviously both Team USA players, but yeah, it's going to be a good final. This, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how Nick backs up off that impressive performance yesterday against Spencer, and you know, let's see how Salim handles the, I suppose, the pressure. I mean, you can't get away from it. That you know, this is a big occasion for both players. You know, an opportunity to play in the first round of the World Open and get some very much valuable points and some prize money to continue their quest on going up the world rankings. You see some impressive things on screen here by our wizard Hani, who does a great job. But yeah, I mean, you see that. I mean, you've got to take the rankings out here. You know, it's a level playing field. I mean, it's you know, there's going to be a few things that are playing into this match where, you know, a bit of pressure. You know, a bit of you know, not getting the reality of the result. And, you know, try and get that out of your head. You know, very difficult because they know what's at stake here.
Yes, probably the biggest match of both of these guys' career, or you know, certainly one of them. And they've both actually done really well this weekend to upset the seedings. Obviously, Nick was actually the number 4 seed, taking out Spencer in 3 yesterday, and then Salim, again, an impressive performance from him, taking out Dylan in 4. So actually the 3 and 4 seeds battling it out in this final. Hopefully we'll see a good match. We saw a 5-gamer in the women's, so hopefully this will follow suit.
Yeah, and there's not a lot to there's not a lot of level difference between, in my opinion, between all our Team USA players. I mean, you know, on ranking there's a big difference, but you know, I think you know, on the day, if these guys put it together, I mean, they definitely lack experience at the top level, but they're on the tour, they're grinding it out, and you know, it's these are great opportunities for them, not just the outcome of what the match will bring them, but to grow as players as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Nick's ranking obviously the lowest out of the 4, but obviously with him being at Penn and, you know, about to graduate, he's not had the opportunity to play as full time as some of the other guys. So his ranking may be a little bit misleading to some. On paper, he's definitely playing easily within that top sort of 120 range, like we saw yesterday. Obviously, Spencer inside the top 100. So don't let his ranking fool you. He's one to watch.
Yeah, I mean, this first part of the match is going to be really important. I mean, you see already Nick's body language is, something he needs to continue to work on a little bit, because as we know at this level or in this sport, you've got to be. It's reducing the signals that you give out to your opponent. I mean, very contrasting in the way they play. I mean, Salim plays some very good squash. His short game is, when it's on, is very impressive. It comes from a very, very compact swing. Very lean. I think sometimes his shot choice is sometimes lets him down. But again, he's very coachable. He's learning and he's evolving as a player.
So you spend a lot of time with these two and all the other players in the draw. But Salim yesterday for me was looking particularly impressive in that front left area of the court. His backhand drop was absolutely on fire yesterday. Yeah. I don't think he missed one.
No, and it's like I tell all the players, and we talked about with the junior world squad today, that your best shot can become your weakness if it's played at the wrong time. So it's about opening up these opportunities and creating the space. So I agree with you. Slim's front left is an incredibly strong area, but he sometimes doesn't quite play it at the right times. So it sometimes can put him under pressure, and also he thinks the quality's not there, and it's nothing about that. It's about making sure he's playing that shot at the right time. I mean, Nick on the other hand here, very he found his lines very, very well, just like that. Great example. Very solid technically. Can then get the edge through and get the ball working. Get the ball sort of drifting away from his opponent, what I would call a nagging type length, which gets his opponent hitting underneath it, and I think he did that very well against Spencer yesterday.
Yeah, it was impressive to see as well. He's very comfortable across the middle, likes it. That shoulder high volley. Spencer maybe gave him a few too many there yesterday, but all credit to Spiz. He took advantage of it and put Spencer to work in those front two corners as well.
100%. Yeah, I mean, you like you say, you've got to take Nick away from those comfortable volley areas like that. You've got to be finding a way of getting the ball past him, whether that's over him or under him, taking away that middle of the court. I mean, and trying to get him on the run like this a little bit. Easy from the commentary box.
Oh yeah, squash is easy to watch, very hard to play. If I was advising Salim in this scenario, I wouldn't be telling him to get him low and get him high like that. Really stretch the court out, use that, as you like to call it, the sixth corner shot. Get him going down to the side.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the first sort of 20 to 30 minutes here is going to be incredibly important for both players. And some of that comes from experience. I mean, Nick doesn't have a ton of experience on the world tour. It's very different than college. So he's just coming in. Look, he's getting very frustrated there.
Yeah, his body language is, he's looking a little bit frustrated, a bit rattled early on.
Yep.
We see that, even at the nationals, the college nationals, he was looking a little bit edgy every now and again. He just, like you say, it's showing Salim that Salim's doing the right things. He's frustrating him. He's making him do a lot of work. Spiz isn't particularly liking it.
No.
Very comfortable.
No, I don't think anyone really likes that kind of work, especially when you find the sort of weaknesses in players. But Salim can sort of, play a lot of sort of front wall floor stuff and get the ball. He's, like I say, his swing is very compact. But again, he moves well as well. He's lean. He's not carrying a lot. So he's just got to try and sort of keep at it here and try and frustrate Nick if he can.
Yeah, he's putting some good early work into Spiz's legs. Obviously, Salim had over an hour on court yesterday with Dylan. Spiz a little bit less. So hopefully he's recovered well and can put up a good fight in this final. I think if he puts some work, in early doors to the legs, and if he takes this first game, I think that's going to be the turning point.
Yeah, first game is going to be crucial here. Not just who wins the first game, but who puts the work in. And sort of sets the precedent for the rest of the match, really.
Slim's flying about here. He's looking very urgent with his movement and his hitting. He's putting a lot of pace in the ball, not really allowing Nick to settle on the tee, which is, I imagine would have been his plan. As soon as you give, Nick time, he's very impressive with his racket. He's got plenty of shots up his sleeve. So he wants that pace to be a little bit more steady, a bit more relaxed. Slim trying to force the issue.
It's good defence here from Nick, just sitting into the rally and not. It was a bit frantic, wasn't it, at the start? And Nick's got control, a little bit more control of the pace.
It's a good rally, this one, longest rally of the match so far. Both players putting some brilliant work in. Slim being forced to play, a couple of weak boasts in a row there under a lot of pressure. Again, doing well to reset. Oh. Brilliant rally.
Yeah, it's working both players here.
Be a big.
See if you see that front left there, like Salim just left it. Oh, look at Nick at the back there. But they both feel that it's a big rally. But again, it's just those little, those little subtleties in. Salim had the front left there, and he's put that drop in, and then he goes to hit a drive, and he just leaves it like half court. And those extra little movements where Nick's just stepping across balanced, instead of having to run deep into those back corners, it makes a massive difference.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that was an uncomfortable rally for both players. I'm sure, even though he lost that rally on a bit of a back wall, Nick, he'll be pleased with the work that was put in there. Salim. Yeah, I was very impressed, not just with the front left corner of Salim, but the backhand side in general. He was playing it, brilliantly against Dylan
he's very
yesterday.
solid. He's very solid. He's compact. He's got a lovely open racket face. He gets through. Like I say, I'd love him to keep developing his options from that area, which he is starting to do more of.
Yeah, and yesterday, me and Linda were saying that Dylan was almost, letting Salim do the work down that backhand. I would have tried to get it switched over the other side, take him away from his strength area. That's what seems to be, Nick seems to be aware of it, playing a lot more over to Salim's forehand. He knows that that's the area that Salim wants.
There's some big long rallies here.
Yeah.
That's a good ask.
Oh, well done. He's fished
Good
it.
ask. I mean, he had one on the backhand early on in that rally, which well, at the end of the day, you just step back, you have your racket prepared. You don't necessarily show it, but then just step back into his space and get that cheap stroke.
You can play the ball whenever. It's up to Salim when he hits that ball.
Yeah, the length's a bit short here from both players. It's poor rally for both players there. They've got to find those back corners, even if it's just that little bit of lift and that little bit more height, just to reset. You've got to lengthen that court out for the player.
Got a little bit scrappy there in that rally.
I mean, there's still some nerves in there. I mean, you see, Salim's shoulders there. He's heavy breathing. I mean, they're both feeling these long hard rallies. Great for our players. I mean, I just from my perspective as national coach, it's a shame there's going to be a loser here.
Yeah.
I'd like to see both these guys in the World Open competing against the top players.
Yeah, it's good for them. Obviously, making little moves on the PSA Tour would be good amount of points for them in that first round, and they'll obviously be going there trying to cause an upset. It'd be great for them. Great opportunity for them to go to that event in Chicago in just 3 weeks' time.
That's the right one to hit for sure.
Yeah, he did well there.
Threat. He's got his threat now. Too obvious. Nice drop.
Lovely shot.
Nice drop.
Goes in. Spiz looking a little bit frustrated again. You know, looking out to his Penn teammates that'll be sat in the corner.
He's feeling this. He's feeling it. He is. He's got to toughen it up a little bit here and keep working the hard rallies. You know, Salim's feeling it as well. Can't feel. It's very, very easy as a player to get a little bit insular and sort of start to feel sorry for yourself a little bit. But you know, you've got to realise your opponent on there, and you know, especially when these guys are so close in level that they're both going to be feeling the same things.
Yeah, it's very, very tightly contested. Nothing separating the two at 8-all. Been a brilliant first game. Again, Slim on that backhand side, absolutely loves it over there. Nick's on the run. Weak there across the middle.
Yep. Could have had a stroke there, I think. Great length.
Great length and a big fist pump and a yell from Spiz.
Yeah, we could actually hear that with slight delay on the stream here. I could hear that scream before the rally ended on our end. But yeah, big rally there for Nick. Again, very, very important for both players. See how they play this next rally out. This will be a very telling end towards the end of the game here.
Again, it was another long rally. Physically very, very testing for both of them. Go up.
Drop.
Oh. Slim's got to get this ball out the way somehow. He's got to send it up in the air. Under a lot of pressure.
He's just trying to hit it past Nick, and he's not going to get a lot of outcome with that. No. There's the error, you see.
It's a tired error.
Left box.
You know, he just needed to get that ball up in the air.
Just needed to get it back on his terms a little bit by just using that little bit of height.
Yeah, me and Linda were saying yesterday, you know, it's sometimes when you're under that much pressure, it doesn't have to be a perfect lob. It's just got to get some air time, get it out of the way.
Give you a bit of breathing time, a bit of thinking time.
It's got a bit edgy again, this rally.
It's got edgy.
A little bit scrappy across the middle. Oh,
Could be a stroke.
Let ball's gone in. There was a little bit of a sneaky movement.
Bit of space. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I mean, I don't think he sort of knew which line Salim was taking. But I mean, for me, that decision, you know, is either a no let or a stroke. Because if he's able to play that ball, Nick's in the front and he's hit open space. So yeah, I'm not quite agreeing with that decision on there. But yeah,
it's a great shot.
Like a couple of good points there. I mean, the work was done early doors from both players. Just Nick was able to capitalise on that 9-8 rally, and yeah, he just needed to definitely use just a little bit more height there. Didn't quite use enough height. Tried to hit his way out of trouble, and sometimes boast his way out of trouble as well.
Yeah, good first game from both players there. See, it was nip and tuck all the way through. They were locked in at 8-all and some long hard rallies. Spiz will be delighted to take that first game. Definitely good for him mentally as well. Just have that first game under his belt. You can see he was looking a little bit frustrated in patches of that first game, but I'm sure his Penn teammates will be in his corner, giving him some words of wisdom, trying to settle him down. It'd be good to see a response from Salim in this second game.
Yeah, Salim's got to, you know, I mean, he'll be feeling it, but so is Nick. You've got to come out very, very strong here, both physically and tactically. You know, he's, like you say, we've got to take that middle away from Nick. You know, try and get him running into corners and you know, variation of the pace. You know, getting on the ball early and taking it on the rise and then waiting and having a little late decision in his swing there would be very beneficial for him in this game. So start this second.
Yeah, you can see down there Omar from Penn giving Nick some words of wisdom, and then Yash, good friend of Salim, in his corner too. This guy's got good support. They make the way back onto court for this second game. See what Salim's got. See if there's a change in tactic for him. Didn't do a huge amount wrong in that first game, just like we said, towards the back end, just needed to get that ball out of the way and give himself a little bit of breathing room in a couple of rallies. We're back in.
Simple that.
Yeah, turned on the ball.
I mean, it's not the turn, but Slim was working hard to get out of his swing there, and he did a good job of it. Look at that. I mean, right shot. Just a little bit edgy. You can always tell with Salim a little bit, and them shoulders come up when he plays that shot. He gets a little bit tight. Just got to relax. I mean, he's phenomenal. He really has got a strong point there. He puts it in well. He uses the edge of the racket, works the strings in.
No, he has to go around there. There's no access.
It is.
And 1 all.
Again, lovely backhand drop, which forced that slightly weak return from Spears again. Salim using his strength area wasn't.
So far forward, he's looking right for my body.
Mr. Spears, no comments after the explanation. 1 all.
No. Yeah, I think Nick was saying the ball was far forward, but he was right behind him there. You don't expect anything different. But he'll look back on that and realise it was the right decision. Again, that area there, he's not going to get a lot of success by putting the ball into those volley areas. He's got to take the ball up and away and not hit the ball through him. It's just bread and butter for him there.
He loves it. Shoulder height on the volley, either side. We saw yesterday he was slotting them both sides. Start for Spiz again. Second game. Stretch, getting hit underneath the ball, getting high.
I mean, this is the sort of rally you've got to get into Nick's legs, for sure. Nice drop.
Salim now doing the work on the run. He's not going to get that one. Lovely drop into that front left, just a little hold on the swing, putting it straight back where it came from. 3 points adrift now. Salim, he's got to have a big push here to stay in touch. Doesn't want to get this. Doesn't want to let Nick run away with this. Second game. Good lift. And Salim doing a lot of work. Staying in the rally.
So that's Mr. Gary, I need you to wait before the decision,
Got
please.
here.
Left box, 5-1.
I think maybe just a let. No let.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a cheap ass there. I mean, Nick wasn't in the way easy. He had probably 70% of the front wall to hit there, no problem. Ball was a little bit down Slim as well.
Got to get the ball up and out the way again there. Trying to just roll it across the front wall,
6-1.
clipping the top of the tin. Slim feeling it a little bit now as well, you can tell. After that lengthy first game, and Nick's put a lot of work into his legs in this second as well. Shot. Nick looking really good in this second, moving really well. It's a good shot.
The back wall, man.
Hand out,
He needs to try and, you know, just get the ball across him a little bit quicker. Sometimes Salim needs to get the ball a bit quicker across him and just try and disrupt that movement. Get him. He's a big guy. Get him moving. But like you said, Nick's controlling the rallies here quite well around that middle.
It's all on his terms, all on his pace at the moment in Nick's favour. Salim's the one who's, you know, doing the most movement around him and struggling to get the ball away from that big wingspan like that. He's got Salim corner to corner there. Really good stuff from Spears.
He knows. I mean, Salim just said
hand
there.
out,
He just
7-2.
demonstrated the lob with his racket there. He sort of knows, which is good. You know, I mean, he's just not. Sometimes, you know, you're only as good as your opponent, and you know, if your opponent controlling the rallies, you see there a little lift. Starting to realise there you go. I mean, he's adapting. It's good.
He's trying to change
Good.
something. He needs to change something. 5 points adrift in this second. He's, you know, he's not going to want to go too low down. Be a big mountain to climb. He's just struggling to just get enough height on it over that volley. Nick playing a nice counter drop in there, which forced the weak lob, and then a lovely length up high on that backhand to put himself within 3 of this second game.
Down.
Fist bump from Nick. Both very contrasting characters. Salim pretty quiet on court, doesn't really say much, doesn't really give off too many of his what he's feeling, but Nick very animated, very open with what he's feeling.
Down.
Salim just rolling that one into the tin. It's 8 game balls. I'm sure he's going to be trying to ready himself for the 3rd game and give one big push.
Serve to come. Hand out, 3-10, game ball.
Nick will be wanting to close this out fairly quickly.
Oh, I mean, you know, it's still. I mean, you know, this is.
4-10,
These are
game ball.
situations in games where, you know, it's a long way back, but you know, a few good disciplined rallies can make an opponent edgy. So, you know, it's still vitally important that you know, you still put in, close the angles down, still be positive, get the ball through here. Yeah.
2-love lead. His final, he's 1 game away from the World Championships. We're going to have to see a big change from Salim if he wants to change the outcome of this match. I'm sure he'll be getting some words of wisdom in his corner about what he can do to swing it in his favour. But Nick, looking fairly comfortable in that second game, had Salim on the run. Was in control for the most part.
Looking back on that one, there's nothing all that.
A couple of nice shots in there, from Salim, but just not quite enough, not consistent enough in that game to really trouble Nick. We saw there again the lob not quite going high enough to take that ball away, move, spizz off the middle of the court. He was pretty much planted on the tee for that whole game. Using his big wingspan like a big albatross across the middle. What are your thoughts on this game then, Nick? If you were, obviously you have to be impartial in this scenario, but if you were in Salim's corner, what's the plan?
Well, I think, what was nice to see with Salim is he did start to use high, but it was a little too late, really. He was sort of 8-2 down at that point. I think he needed to start that game off with getting Nick away from that middle area and getting him. He feels comfortable around that area with his size and his ability with the racket, and he just sort of played into that strength. And you could see how not easy. The game wasn't easy, but he got away with points and made that gap, which makes a huge difference mentally as well. So I think Slim's got to not panic and try to win rallies quick and not hit his way to winning rallies, but just being very locked in tactically and using that height to take him away from the middle, and then using his strength, which is definitely drop, volley, drop, and then adding a little bit of variation of threat into those areas, which really unlocks those opportunities. So the start of the game will be very, very important here. Select. It's a cheap stroke. I don't think that's a stroke. So you got to look at the opponent, and they're working very hard to get out of the way there. So I think that was a bit of a cheap stroke, to be honest. But
I'm sure we're going to see a big effort from Salim in this third game.
Well, Salim's doing a lot of work around Nick as well. Yeah. He's very little contact. Salim's agile, moves well. Probably one of our better movers, from the male side, from a natural perspective. But he's just doing too much work around Nick. You can't run through your opponent, but when you start adding that mileage up over again, it's tough.
He's certainly the one doing the work, scurrying around, trying to get that ball back. Obviously, we've said it time and time again, but he needs to try and turn the tide and get Nick moving a little bit. See again there, he's on the run. He's doing well to stay in the rally.
His areas are not high enough, are they?
Just in that shoulder height zone.
It's easy. Too easy for him.
Great rally.
And the problem is, with a rally like this, is look at how much work Salim's doing here.
Salim's put a lot of work in there.
It's a lot of work.
Again, we see just that defence from Salim not quite high enough over that big frame of Nick. Like we're saying, that comfortable shoulder height, he loves it up there. But was doing a really good job of moving Salim around, playing pretty simple squash corner to corner, using the open space well. Salim just slots one off the serve. clips the top of the tin.
2-3.
Slim will be wanting to obviously get a few points on the board, but he knows that if he goes a few points ahead, Spiz will get a little bit rattled, gets quite frustrated. He's very outward with his emotions. You want to be putting him through it. Again, just not quite high enough again to move him. On the run, it's a good finish.
Handouts 4-2.
Have you got the juniors watching this match? A bit of a learning experience.
Yeah, I think unfortunately a lot were travelling back. Obviously, you know, I had an opportunity of watching all the matches yesterday, which is good. You know, they actually, you know, it's great because they don't feel. You know, that far away from these players as well. So you know, it's not like watching a Frag and a Sal where you feel you're just years and miles away from those players. So you know, I mean, it's, you know, your Capellas and Jack. You know, they'll you know, not beat these players for sure, but they'll compete well against them, and that just shows also the you know, the talent we've got coming through the junior side.
And it must be very inspiring for the team, obviously, with Alex in the final. Obviously, that's, you know, their teammate as well.
Yep.
And Rhea as well from last year, obviously. He's only just come out the juniors. It must be pretty inspiring to see that, you know, people very close to them, good friends, obviously, even the sisters are
definitely
playing together, and it's, you know, shows them that they're not too far away.
6-4.
On the men's side, they're all a little bit older, pushing towards that sort of 25, 26 age. But they've all taken the same path. I'm sure that they will going into college and playing college squash. Very, like you say, they're not too far away, and they'll be taking, you know, the same journeys that these guys have been on, which is lovely to see. Again, Spiz in control, 3-point cushion. It's a better lift. A little bit more pace to this rally, giving the ball a good smack. He's on the run, doing a lot of work. It's better. Really tough rally. That's good work from Salim.
I mean, you think about it from a, you know, think if this was 1-1 right now.
5-7.
You know, the difference in the mental dynamic of the match. You know, 2-love lead, 7-5 lead is, you know, Nick's definitely feeling this. There's no question, but just that cushion, you know, makes a huge difference for, you know, when you're in that position. You feel you're not taking your foot off the gas, but it just makes you feel mentally just completely different. And if it was 1-1, 7-5, that would be a very different story.
Oh. I'm starting to see now, you know, Salim's defence, and he finds a perfect width. But Salim's defence is getting a little bit better. It's going a little bit higher, but is it might be too little too late for him.
Yeah, needed this early on in the second.
Yeah. You know, that rally before that one was, you know, really good work from Salim, putting Spiers under a lot more pressure and then defending when he needed to. But is it going to be too late, or are we going to see a miracle comeback from Salim? 8-5 down, 2-love down.
Yes, that's
Just a simple
right
run
box,
there.
8-5.
Salim doing the right thing, going wide on that cross court, forcing Spiers at least out the way, out the middle. Salim finding that perfect width now on the forehand side.
Hand out, 6-8.
Gives him a lifeline, which might start to get a little bit edgy. We saw it with Rhea in the fourth game in the women's final. She got to this sort of stage in the match where she might take it and got a little bit nervy. Are we going to see the same thing in the men's? Oh.
Hand out, 9-6.
9-6, he's 2 away from the World Championships. Nick got a lot of support from his Penn teammates as well. They'll be willing him on in his last few rallies. Watching that rally, getting on the ball early, taking it in short.
Options.
Left box, 10-6.
He got Salim right in that back left corner. There was no need to overcomplicate it. Just played a simple counter into that front one and got Salim on the run again. Opened the space up nicely. Spiers has got 4 match balls to try and book himself a place in the World Championships. He's going to do it first time of asking.
Hand out,
Extravagant finish.
7-10, match ball.
I'm sure he needed to do that. That. He gets it, perfect legs. Nick Sudiri is the winner of this US qualifying event for the World Championships. The number 4 seed has upset the seedings here this weekend, and he's booked himself a spot in Chicago. He'll be absolutely delighted. Commiserations to Salim. Played a great match yesterday, and obviously, you know, put up a really good fight today. So I know he'll be disappointed, but great experience for both players. And Nick's going to be the one heading to the World Championships. So congratulations to Rhea, congratulations to Nick. Good luck in Chicago. Nick, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for having me. It was great game. Nick did well, controlled the rallies when he needed to there, and like I said, the reward is playing next month in the World Championships. So interesting to see who he gets first round, and just great experience, good points, and sets him up nicely for when he retires, when he graduates next month as well. So puts him on a good foundation, and you know, I know he's got a good summer ahead of him. He's going to be going to Egypt and England and stuff, which will be amazing for him. So yeah, the future's bright, and you know, Salim's got to keep working hard there. He's got to take a lot away from this week and his last few events and keep on the grind. But yeah, great to be here. Thanks for having me, and see you at the next event.
Yeah, well done to everyone. this weekend. Great effort from all 8 players in both the men and the women's, and thank you all for watching. See you next time.
was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your faith. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life. And this can be the end. I won't just settle for being your friend. Our broken bond is not too late to mend. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. She said, boy, I want you to walk right, so I can give you